What cancer has taught us? What cancer has taught us? Hello, y'all. I'm Dianna, Brianne. I don't give advice, suggestions, information, recommendations. I do share with you my perspective on different topics. I hope you like, share, subscribe. All 5 channel names are pinned to the top of the comment section or description box below, and all 5 channels have new and fresh content. Well, what am I talking about tonight? Well, as many of you already know, and I've talked about it in so many videos, my husband was diagnosed with a very bad cancer about 7 months ago. They couldn't do surgery, they couldn't do radiation. It was a form of lymphoma, from my understanding, and he had several masses, and one was pressing near his heart and his lungs. So the only option for him was chemotherapy. Regardless of what one's views are on chemotherapy, and they always tend to be mixed, he decided, and it was his choice, it wasn't mine, it was his choice, to undergo chemotherapy, and it was massive doses of chemotherapy. During that time, he was extremely sick, and during that time, I had taken sick, and I've talked about that in other videos. Now, I'm doing great now, but I was sick for about 2 months. We felt that it was an allergic reaction, okay? And you can kind of go back and piece together my videos and kind of understand that. And nonetheless, my husband, it was a very scary time. He was very brave, he was courageous, he handled it so positive, and he was just amazing. He sat in that chemo chair for about 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, numerous go-rounds. And, you know, he had all the typical chemo side effects, losing his hair, something called neuropathy, I believe it's called, where he was having some difficulty with sensation in his hands and feet. And so it was a very challenging and very difficult time for him and for me and for our family because, well, he's always been strong, he's always been well, he's always been the rock for me to lean on, and I've always been his rock. And of course, I stepped up to the plate in every way, and I became his rock, and I, of course, became my family's rock as well. And so it was extremely scary, extremely difficult. So I talked about that in so many videos in detail, so I'm not going to go back over all those details. But what have we learned? Well, a lot of the lessons that we've learned, we've already known. It just kind of get reinforced in us, such as live life today, enjoy today, savor the moment. Love the people that you're with. Don't take other people for granted that you love. Let them know that you love them. Don't sweat the small stuff, as the saying goes. Enjoy your life. Don't put off what you truly want to do for some far distant someday, because that far distant someday may or may not come. And there's been so many lessons. You know, if I went back just over the last 7 months of my life and what my husband went through and then what I then went through with the uncertainty, we didn't know what was wrong with me. All we knew that I was very sick at the time. And it was scary. It was so scary. And we both braved our way through it. One of the things that I do, and I did, is I worked my way through it. I painted my whole house inside, redid my outside of my lawn, curb appeal, redid most of the rooms in the whole house. Actually, I redid all of the rooms in the house, and our house is a large house. Painted them all myself. No one else painted them. I painted all the rooms myself. I did. I worked my way through my own sickness and through what we were going through with my husband. Having a positive project to lean on, even though I was not feeling well at all, it really helped me through it. Having great friends, the support that I got, the support that I created, the new support that I made, new friends. It made me rethink my life. It made me rethink my priorities, what was really important, what was not important. My husband and I, you know, we went over all of our wonderful memories together. We, you know, in the beginning I would play home movies at night just so that in the background, so that we could relive some of the many amazing moments that we have lived, from our motorhome days to our times in Europe, to when we were young together, to when our children were small. and babies and all. It was just a wonderful journey together. And it makes me value and appreciate the journey that he and I have taken together, that we've taken with our family. We value each other. We value our health. Don't take your health for granted ever. I never did. I've always taken wonderful care of my health, and my husband always took wonderful care of his health. But it was just one of those things that happened. It just happened. And life can sometimes happen that you don't expect. It was it was unexpected, you know, and you know, some things you just have to weather through and get through. And that's what we did. He's doing wonderful today. He really is. The masses have reduced down 75%. They reduced down about 35%, I believe, by the time he finished chemotherapy. They could not do any more chemotherapy. And then we decided to do our own version of the anti-cancer diet, as we call it. I don't recommend anything to anybody, okay? I always suggest consult with your physician, consult with your doctors. Don't get advice from being online, okay? Because you'll get a lot of different kinds of advice that may work for one person but may not work for another. So I don't really share a whole lot about our very positive, holistic lifestyle, although we always did live one, but we really upped it quite a bit. And so we're leading a very healthful lifestyle. And so we learned so much. The journey of cancer is unlike any other journey that we had been on. And I've had some difficult and challenging moments in my life, and some big ones. And when my daughter took sick, that was about 4 years ago. She's doing wonderful now. My husband is doing wonderful now. His masses have reduced quite a bit, and we are on this holistic way of eating, and very healthy, very mindful. And as you can tell, my phone rings a lot. And so, you know, we are on this holistic way of eating. And we are, like I said, I don't recommend anything, but my husband had completed all the conventional Western medicine that the doctors wanted him to do. And at this point, they said, we can't do anything else at this time other than monitor you. And so his tumors shrank probably 25-35%. And then when we went on the holistic side of it, whether it was you know, results from the chemo that just continued to be effective, or whether it was a combination of the chemo and our holistic way, or whether it was the holistic way, I don't know. I just know that he is now probably, the tumors have reduced to about 75%. So he's really doing wonderful. He's back to exercising. He's back to being his normal self. When he was going through chemo, he slept all the time, and he was so exhausted and so tired and so miserable, and so many side effects. And most of those side effects are gone now. Most. There's a few, but I hopefully those will all go away. And so I think we appreciate our health just so much. We take meticulous care of our health. We believe in conventional medicine, but we also believe in doing our parts combined with it to stay healthy, and to have healthy habits and healthy eating habits and a healthy lifestyle. And so it was a very, very difficult journey. You know, my husband and I have always been extremely close. Of course, we love each other. And yet I think this journey has brought us even a depth in our relationship that was, you know, beyond what I thought was even more possible, because we were already had such great depth. And, you know, if someone's going through cancer, I say surround yourself with people who love you, surround yourself with competent medical care, and you know, be mindful of what you listen to online. I listen to a lot of people who have been through things, and you know, I got a lot of great information from being online, and yet we always made our decisions informed along with my husband's doctor and doctors. And so it was a tough journey, and yet you know, we made it through. We're here. We're both doing wonderful. We pray that the other 25% of the tumors completely go away and we never see cancer again, you know. And I've done a lot of videos on cancer, so if you haven't watched those videos, I hope you go back, because they're filled with a lot of great perspectives from us. Like I said, I don't give advice or suggestions or anything like that or information. I just share with you our journey. Okay, so we sure have learned a lot. From my house to yours, may God bless you. I hope you like, share, subscribe, and I hope to talk to you soon again. Bye-bye.